In 1922, a 15-year-old boy named Soichiro Honda arrived for his first day of work at a small auto repair shop in Tokyo, Japan. The owner, unsure if the boy was cut out for the business, assigned him the task of cleaning the workshop and taking care of his child instead. At the time, nobody paid much attention to the young boy's assigned duties, and they didn't think much of it. But little did they know that this boy would eventually become one of the most successful entrepreneurs in the world. Fast forward a few decades, and Soichiro Honda was not only competing with some of the biggest car brands in the world, but he also owned the largest motorcycle manufacturing company. This is the incredible story of how a poor Japanese boy who started off babysitting children rose to build the multi-billion-dollar brand known as Honda Motors. Raised in poverty, Soichiro Honda was born in 1906 in a small impoverished village called Tenryu, Shizuoka, at the foot of Mount Fuji. His father was a local blacksmith who fixed bicycles, and his mother was a skilled weaver. Despite growing up in difficult economic circumstances and experiencing the loss of 5 siblings, Soichiro developed a fascination with machines and engines at a young age. At the age of 8, he heard a strange rumble and came across a Ford Model T, which left a lasting impression on him. He learned how to sharpen the blades of farm machinery and repair bicycles, and his passion for engines grew. However, he struggled with school and preferred helping his father with the bicycle repair business. In 1922, Soichiro saw an advertisement for Art Shokai, a popular automobile servicing company in Tokyo, and wrote them a letter inquiring about a job. He received a positive reply, and at the age of 15, he dropped out of school and left home to pursue his dreams in Tokyo. This marked the beginning of Soichiro Honda's journey toward becoming a pioneer in the automotive industry. Art of Shokai. Soichiro Honda arrived in Tokyo with big dreams, but initially found himself disappointed when he was tasked with babysitting his employer's child. However, he stayed on and gradually earned the trust of the owner, becoming a skilled mechanic. He was exposed to various automobiles, including prestigious brands like Lincoln, Mercedes, and Daimler. It was through this company that Soichiro discovered his passion for motorsports, which was gaining popularity worldwide. In 1923, Soichiro and his co-workers built racing cars, including the Art Daimler and the Curtiss, which went on to win first place in the Japanese Motorcar Championship in 1924. This experience ignited Soichiro's passion for motorsports and inspired him to continue pushing the boundaries of automotive engineering and design. Little did he know that this early exposure to cars and motorsports would eventually lead him to create his own iconic automobile brand, Honda, which would become a global leader in the automotive industry. Soichiro Honda's journey from a small village to the world of motorsports in Tokyo marked the beginning of an extraordinary career that would shape the future of the automotive world. On his own. In 1926, Soichiro was exempted from military service due to his color blindness, allowing him to continue working at Art Shokai. In 1928, he was appointed as the head of Art Shokai's new branch in Hamamatsu at the age of 21, but faced challenges in the first year due to his young age and lack of experience. However, using his skills and knowledge, he successfully grew the branch into a thriving business with a staff of 30 by the 1930s. Soichiro's passion for racing also gained him recognition within the company, but he survived a serious racing accident in 1936. In the same year, Soichiro expressed his desire to venture into manufacturing car parts and proposed to transform the Hamamatsu branch into a separate company for this purpose. However, Art Shokai's shareholders disagreed, leading Soichiro to establish his own company, Tokai Seiki Heavy Industry, to manufacture piston rings. He appointed his friend Shichiro Kato as the president of the company. Despite setbacks, including limited acceptance of his piston designs by Toyota, Soichiro continued to improve his skills through visits to steelmaking companies and universities across Japan. By 1939, Soichiro successfully created a functional piston design, and his company experienced rapid growth with a workforce of around 2,000 to meet the increasing demand. However, the outbreak of the Pacific War in 1941 changed the situation, as his company came under government control and Toyota acquired a major stake. Soichiro was demoted, and the company faced further challenges with the destruction of its factory in a bomb blast in 1944 and the Nunki earthquake in 1945. After Japan's surrender in 1945, Soichiro sold his remaining company shares to Toyota and announced his plans to take time off to navigate the uncertain future of post-war Japan. Trial and error. Soichiro and Kato founded the Art Piston Ring Research Center and worked tirelessly to develop pistons. Despite facing numerous failures, Soichiro enrolled as a part-time student at Hamamatsu Industrial Institute to improve his knowledge of metallurgy. Finally, in 1939, he created a successful working piston. Confident in his design, Soichiro quit his job at Art Shokai and focused full-time on his new company. However, the quality of the pistons was still not up to par. Toyota approached Soichiro for pistons, but only 3 out of the 50 he submitted met their standards. Undeterred, he spent the next few years traveling across Japan to improve his manufacturing knowledge. With renewed confidence, Soichiro gave it another try, and the results were remarkable. His pistons passed quality control and orders poured in from all over the country. The company grew rapidly, employing around 2,000 people to meet the demand. However, Japan's entry into the Pacific War in 1941 changed everything. Soichiro's company was placed under the Ministry of Munitions control, with Toyota acquiring 45% of the equity. Soichiro was downgraded to senior managing director. The situation worsened as many male employees resigned due to military drafts, and the company struggled to survive. In 1944, air raid sirens intensified, and Hamamatsu faced imminent danger. Soichiro's factory was struck by a direct bomb blast, destroying it. The Nunki earthquake in January 1945 further devastated the region, with the Iwata plant collapsing. Japan eventually surrendered in August 1945, and Soichiro had nearly lost everything. After the war, Soichiro sold what remained of his company to Toyota for 450,000 yen and announced a sabbatical to reflect on the uncertain future of a post-war Japan in ruins. The idea that shaped everything. Following Japan's defeat in World War II, the country faced severe economic challenges with shortages of food, clothing, and shelter, and resources were rationed. Soichiro Honda, who had sold what remained of his company to Toyota after his previous ventures in piston manufacturing, faced setbacks due to the war, found himself struggling to even afford gas to drive his car to the market for food. One day, while exploring his old warehouse, Soichiro stumbled upon a generator engine that had been used by the Japanese Imperial Army during the war to power a wireless radio. Intrigued by the engine, he had a brilliant idea. He wondered what would happen if he attached the engine to a bicycle. Although it was not a new concept, as motorized bicycles were common in Europe, Soichiro realized that Japan was in dire need of affordable transportation. In 1946, Soichiro established the Honda Technical Research Institute in his warehouse, with a small team of 12 men, with the sole purpose of developing motorbikes. They used spare parts, including engines they found, and successfully built their first motorbike. The motorbikes quickly gained popularity, and orders started pouring in from different parts of the country. As the demand grew, Soichiro realized that he needed to design and develop his own engine. In 1947, he completed the Taipei engine, and for the first time, the name Honda was proudly displayed on the machine. Despite the challenges and setbacks he had faced, Soichiro's perseverance and innovative thinking had once again led to success. The Honda motorbikes became a hit, and Soichiro's vision for affordable transportation began to take shape, setting the stage for the future success of Honda Motor Company, Limited, the Honda Motor Company. In 1948, Soichiro Honda founded the Honda Motor Company with the goal of building motorcycles to aid transportation in Japan. However, he faced financial challenges to expand his production. Soichiro wrote an open letter to 18,000 bicycle shop owners in Japan, and 3,000 of them responded positively and provided the necessary funds. A year later, Honda produced its first complete motorcycle, the Model D. Despite being too big and heavy, the Model D did not sell well. Soichiro was determined to create a smaller and lighter motorcycle, and after 3 years of trial and error, he succeeded in building the Super Cub. The Super Cub became a massive success and won the Emperor's Prize. Soichiro partnered with investor Takeo Fujisawa, who provided capital and marketing strategies. The Super Cub made its way to the United States in 1958 with an affordable price of $295, a quarter of the cost of other American motorcycles. Honda's marketing and engineering skills helped it outsell competitors like Triumph and Harley-Davidson in their home markets. Soichiro also ventured into the racing world, using it as a platform to showcase Honda's engineering prowess. He traveled the world, studying and examining competitors' motorcycles, and Honda's racing team improved from an initial disappointing finish in 1954 to winning the manufacturer's team prize at the prestigious Isle of Man TT race in 1959 and 1961. By the 1960s, Honda had become the world's largest motorcycle company, producing 10 million motorcycles by 1968. However, Soichiro's ambition didn't end there. Since he was 8 years old, he had dreamt of entering the car manufacturing industry, and he was determined to pursue this dream, chasing his childhood's dreams. Soichiro Honda, despite facing skepticism from many, pursued his vision of entering the automobile market with determination. In 1963, Honda introduced its first automobile, the T360, a small pickup truck, but it struggled to gain market traction. Undeterred, Honda continued to innovate, releasing the S500, a sports car, and even venturing into Formula One racing with the RA271 and RA272. However, Honda faced challenges in competing with established car manufacturers. Honda's breakthrough came in 1972 with the introduction of the Honda Civic. The Civic became a global success, particularly in Europe and America, due to its fuel efficiency, thanks to the compound vortex controlled combustion (CVCC) technology, which allowed for longer travel distances with less fuel consumption, and its focus on reducing exhaust emissions through the use of a catalytic converter. The Honda Accord, initially a compact hatchback, further solidified Honda's success in the automobile market. It featured similar fuel-efficient features as the Civic, but with improved interior space and comfort, and became one of the best-selling sedans in automotive history. By the 1980s, Honda had become the third-largest producer of cars in Japan, and by the end of the decade, it was the third-largest car company in the world. Soichiro Honda retired from the company in 1973 and passed away in 1991. But he reflected on his achievements with pride, acknowledging that while he made mistakes and blunders, they never occurred for the same reasons. Today, Honda has diversified into multiple industries, such as jets, boat engines, power equipment, and robots, among others, showcasing its innovative spirit and adaptability. Despite initial doubts and challenges, Honda's perseverance and commitment to innovation have enabled it to become a global leader in the automobile industry and beyond, leaving a lasting legacy as a pioneering and successful company. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe and like the video. Until then, I'll see you at the next one.